Hey, my name is shawnshawn. I sell art on shawnshawn.co. Today we're going to react to Mira Byler. So she's a YouTuber. I think she does art. Let's just take a quick look. So just looking right off the bat at her thumbnails, they're just really boom. Man, she's killing the thumbnail game, right? You got like this fuzzy art, sketchbook. Every single one is different. They're all like really punchy. She uses her face a little bit. I might include her face a little bit more in some of these, but just really boom, boom, boom. They all just pop off the page. Really great thumb art. Just all really just killing it in a thumbnail game. That's all I can say. Just very striking. Um, this striking look, very individual. Each one is just different, pops off the page. I think they come together stylistically. I did more of the traditional look that they used maybe 5 years ago, where I had my logo on it and I had my face in every single one. So mine is a little more traditional, probably a couple like 3-year-old style. So this is more the newer version, which people are using nowadays. I think it's really strong. And so let's go check out one of the videos. So this is called 9 Easy Doodles to Fill Your Sketchbook. So a really catchy title. Very, it's always good to use numbers. Like I do a top 5, bottom 5. So it's always good to have kind of numbers in your titles if possible. It really adds more interest to it.
Hey guys! Today's video is going to be so fun. This is something that you guys have requested for a long time. I do a lot of sketchbook videos on my channel. You guys, for some reason, love those how to fill your sketchbook videos. So I'm here with another one, but this one is geared toward everybody.
So it's got a really nice start. She has a straight on look on the camera, so she's right in the middle of the scene. And she's kind of explaining what's her video going to be about. She's using a little bit of video tricks going in and out to kind of keep the attention going.
You are a new artist or a professional artist.
Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit.
My sketchbook is a watercolor sketchbook. I can link it below if you're interested, but you're gonna see me go back and forth between painting and drawing a lot in this video. You don't have to paint. You can do whatever works for you. These ideas will still work. After I laid down the color, I went in with a pen, nothing special.
So this is a really strong idea. You always want to kind of have a practice book. So if you're doing a lot of leaves, just go ahead and paint a whole bunch of leaves. If you do 50 leaves, you're going to be really good at the number 50 is going to be way better than number 1. So always do a set of practice books. Is a really great art practice.
Then I just drew some veins and outlined the leaves just to give it a fun appearance. So these were just some fun doodles. And anybody can really do this.
So skip ahead.
Down and see how it works. See how it fades away. But also, if you are a new artist and you're trying to learn shading techniques, this is equally as beneficial for you, because what you're going to do is you're going to repeat this process and it's going to stick with you. It's going to become...
Yeah, so this is a really great practice, what she's talking about. Take out your watercolors or whatever paints you're using, kind of blend them down, especially in watercolor, because it has that really strong pigment to really light, just a little bit of color in there with a lot of water, so you want to see the difference in those colors. So this is a great way just to understand all your colors. Always do a watercolor study if you're using watercolors. You're doing acrylics, kind of do the color wheel with the mixing in between. And the faster you understand the color mixing, the faster you're going to be able to paint better. So, and waste less paint. And in watercolor, that's really critical in the sense that once you start adding 3 or 4 colors, you can't really get the white back. So you're completely hosed. So watercolor, it's absolutely crucial that you understand how the color mixes. On the other hand, paper is really cheap compared to canvas. So, it's kind of a balance. And watercolor is not that expensive. So you could just waste it all if you want. But doing a color study is extremely important.
Muscle memory. And
just go here.
And what I am doing is just choosing very simple shapes. I have triangles, circles, and short lines. That's pretty much it. You might see a couple squares. And I'm just drawing new lines, alternating between purple and blue, and yeah, making something a little bohemian. This maybe took 20 minutes. I like this because if you feel intimidated by Zentangles, as I said, this is a really great way to relieve that pressure and maybe coax you into it. If you don't know what Zentangles are, in a nutshell, they're basically a lot of lines and shapes and patterns in an area.
So yeah, this is a really great exercise, especially if you're you know, you get like art block and you can't think, you know, you just do like a series of patterns. There's no commitment to it. You're simply just putting your pen on the paper, repeating those shapes, and they'll get better over time. And then after a while, you'll be like, oh, I feel like doing an idea. Or maybe you just do a geometric piece like this. So it's a really cool idea to kind of do something artistic when you have an art block.
Piece of paper or in a shape.
Let's go ahead a little bit.
Doing fun, everyday things. Like the one girl, I don't know, moose ears and skipping. I don't know what she's doing. The guy, he's scratching his head with his briefcase. I bet a lot of people do that, especially on Wall Street. And this girl is just chilling in bed, probably procrastinating on whatever homework assignment she has. The next one, pick out an animal that you really like because it is time to get experimental.
You gotta leave this huge fat pencil.
Because again, you're drawing a face. But here is the trick. You can go on Google Images and search for some clip art. You don't need to copy it exactly because again, we're getting experimental, but the simpler the better. So I'm drawing a fox and coloring it in with some watercolor paint. You can use a marker, a crayon, whatever you have really. And you'll notice I am not shading this. Because again, doodles are our friend in this video. I'll say that over and over again. Doodles are our friend. But here I am getting experimental. This is where I'm starting to make up lots of crazy stuff. You saw me splatter some paint off my paintbrush. All I did was flick the paintbrush and whew, that paint just falls right off.
Yeah, it's interesting she's flicking paint on this. To me, it's kind of like they already like went over the eyebrow line, so I'm like, I would start again. But I guess I would be a little more self-critical, so I wouldn't splatter paint because I'm like, well, it's already screwed up. But I mean, for her, I mean, it's just a doodle exercise, so I guess that's a fair case to make.
I'm focusing on lots of little shapes. So all these little lines.
It's a super cute piece, though.
They represent fur, but you know what?
Let's go ahead.
Simple. Yeah, just focus on shapes, and you can add color to it, whatever you really want. You don't even really have to do an animal, but it's amazing what you can create when you just keep adding shapes and lines together.
It is a very cute design, I'll give you that.
Alright, this one might actually call for some watercolor or ink or some sort of wet media, but spray your paper with water if you have paint, and then lay down some watercolor, use some bright, fun colors, and make a galaxy. Or if you don't want to do a galaxy, you can make this blob anyway, and then just draw on top of it. How cool!
So you could make the little stars, you could take soap with water and just dot it all the way through, and then when you get it done and the paint's completely dry, you can wash those out. But let's see how she does the stars.
You could put a Zentangle in that. Anyway, I am doing a galaxy with lots of bright pinks, purples, blues, and greens. I wanted it to be as colorful and saturated as possible, so that's what we did. Then I let that dry, took a jelly roller, which is a white gel pen, and added lots of dots to it for the stars.
Okay.
Later, I got some white acrylic paint, and I added even brighter dots for that extra.
I think I would just spackle it,
here it is,
to be honest.
It's done, and boom.
But it's cute.
Look how happy that looks. Everybody loves a good galaxy,
So let's
right?
go ahead. My computer is thinking very slowly.
But if you do a stationary card like me, you can be weird and put...
So this is really cute. Let's go on to a new video. So that was one of our more popular video. Alright, so this one is about customizing a Rubik's Cube, which is a more popular toy from the 1980s that I grew up on.
Nights ago, I was talking with my husband about brain puzzles. I don't know if you guys remember all those little brain teaser wooden puzzles that you had to put together as a kid. I don't know if you were into those, but I was really into those. Fun times. Needless to say, I have this Rubik's Cube here. And you know, when you bring something like this onto my channel, it's only natural that we customize it, right? We need to bust out the paint, bust out the Posca pens, and
Alright, so she's building a nice story there of what she's going to do.
I can't decide if I like them because they're a cool art supply or if it's because they have this really cool stand, you know? Let me just tell you my thoughts here. See this side here? Doesn't it kind of remind you of an emoji? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a face. So let's see here. This is gonna be kind of difficult, right? That's cute. Let's do some blush. Can I just say, this is probably like the single-handedly most high-quality Rubik's Cube I've ever seen.
Oh my god. This is a great zoom shot here. Where you got
Really?
the Sharpies in the foreground. It's kind of focused on them.
Go for it. In good news, we have a nice canvas now where stuff will stick on. Should have done it for this guy, but oh, he's smeared. Before we continue customizing this Rubik's Cube, yay, it's finally dry. Spring is here. We need to celebrate that, right? Let's do some fun little florals.
There's really cute designs here.
Let's get some like foliage up in here, you know?
Let's see what else she has here.
11% juice. This is why I don't drink pop. Ooh, I have an idea. For the strawberries, I'll make a cute little like reddish color. You know, I think I'm gonna stray a little bit from the pop can because I want to do a cute like muted green. What if I did these cute little peach polka dots all over the place? Oh, ooh.
So very girly colors, but I mean she's a girl, so this one's about wool art. So she's working with wool. I'm not sure what she's gonna do here.
I have a very special gadget coming back to my channel, and we have lots of fun, colorful wool happening today. So you guys asked for another needle felting video, and how could I say no? This has been too fun to pass up lately, so we're back at it. Now,
So I think
there
she's
is a
using like a
twist for
50
today's
millimeter,
video,
really
though.
nice.
So first,
Camera
we're gonna
lens
take
choice.
this trusty little styrofoam slab. Oh yeah.
With that little bit of background
that
blur, it's pretty
twist.
nice.
Yeah, coming at you. We have all our colors, but now we have this massive baby right here. You might be able to guess what we're doing today. Let's just open it up.
It's a nice visceral sound.
Incredibly satisfying. We won't talk about that. So the last two videos,
Yeah, wool doesn't
you
smell
saw
good.
me paint with wool, and it was fun.
All right, let's go a little bit ahead here. Oh my god, these silly
So you might
commercials
be
popping up.
wondering why I'm wearing headphones sometimes when I'm filming this video. Sorry, I might have been talking too loud. And that's because needle felting takes hours. It is very tedious, but it's very relaxing, super cute. I think it's time to start adding color. And I'm so excited for this because we're doing pink. I also feel like I've breathed in some wool. Okay, so this little kit here actually has some things that we're gonna need. We will
It's really nice
probably
zoom
need
lenses
this
so you get that
little
focus
tool
in and
here. This is just for finer details.
Let's go ahead a little bit.
Yay! Most of this is covered in the bright pink color now. So we're gonna go in, add some fun details, and see where our creativity takes us.
Let's see what she gets here.
I thought it looked fine the way it was, so I started sticking the star to him. And I was actually nervous for this part. I was like, oh no, what if this does not stick? But it did. It stuck very well. It was very easy, and it didn't actually take very much effort. So now I'm taking this giant needle
Super
and
cute.
like stabbing it into the sculpture to make a hole for the actual eyeball. And this is where the whole sculpture just like came to life. Like, look at his eyes. Oh my word.
It is very cute.
I did not expect it to come
Very
out
girly
this
stuff
much.
here, guys.
I decided to do some
No
smaller
big deal with
eyes on
that.
the star with the same technique because it just a little better.
All right, 3 videos. But so that was Mira Byler. Yeah, so Mira Byler has all this kind of kids art. So she has a really tight focus, I would say, on her channel. It has kind of those bright, bubbly colors that kids are gonna like. I think she's being very careful on what she says. Kid-friendly material, so she probably is pitching more to kids. Which my videos, I never do that because I'm like, I want to have the freedom to cuss if I want to, because sometimes I drop in a little bit. Not usually, but you never know when that would pop in. I really like her sense of playfulness in the work. It's really fun. Great thumbnails coming out of the gate. Like I mentioned earlier, just those thumbnails really pop. A lot of vibrant color. They're all original. They all stick out, and they have kind of a unified, kind of playful color, so they feel a little bit unified. Not as unified as, say, doing a logo on top of everything, but the new look, again, like I said earlier, is kind of like that pop of color, and have every single thumbnail unique, and they'll stand alone and catch the eye attention as you see a whole bunch of thumbnails together. You might be like, oh, that's pretty interesting. That's interesting. And she uses a lot of original ideas like the Rubik's Cube. She's knitting in wool. She's using crayons. She has scratch off drawing, fuzzy art. She's testing a lot of different products. She has trying out Arteza pens, so she's trying different products. She's also, those are probably product tie-ins, so she's probably getting free product in exchange for doing a brand deal, maybe, who knows. She does have a lot of commercials in between all her videos. She's tying in, I think, Skillshare. She's tying in some products and stuff all through there. So it's a little bit, I don't know, feels a little bit too commercial, but YouTube only pays so much, so I totally get the affiliate links. So it's kind of a quandary once you get popular. How many commercials do you stick in there to make money or not make money? Especially if your art might not be selling as well. You know, the view count's nice, but you really want to make some money somehow, right? And make YouTube pay for itself, so that's great. She's getting pretty good view count, 20 to 40,000 views of video, so that's really strong. Really tight focus on the art, really kind of fun. She doesn't show her face too often in the thumbnails, but she has some ones that are pretty quirky where she's like, "Arr!" So that's really great to use that in your thumbnails. Not too much, but yeah, I think it's a really interesting art. If you like kids art, it's really cutesy, little girl kind of art, I would say, but there's definitely a market for that, especially for kids coloring books. So really tight focus. So that is Mira Byler. And see you on the next artist reaction. Thanks for watching, guys.